With who? Renegade Media. Huh? Hey, man. Yeah, how you doing?
Questions. How important is nonviolent direct action with these days with what
Well, it's
we're facing?
critical because, you know, the empire will use violence against the movement. Always has, always will, to misinterpret and to change the script. But, you know, nonviolence has never meant non-action. And that's why we're organizing the Poor People's Campaign, a national call for moral revival. People can go to repairs of the breach to get more information, or Poor People's Campaign. We're talking about 25,000 people over a period of 6 weeks in the District of Columbia, in the Congress, not around the White House, in the Congress, because they make the laws, and the state capitals, because state capitals are where voting rights get blocked and health care gets blocked. And we're talking about every week, I'm not going to say exactly how much, you know, on camera yet, but it's important. It's never happened before in the history of the country. We never had 25,000 people engage in direct action and civil disobedience at state capitals in the District of Columbia simultaneously. Simultaneously, that's part of it. With an agenda, not just being angry, but with an agenda, with training on how to build power from the bottom, with a goal to do voter mobilization, with a multi-year focus. Dr. King said if he could have gotten 3,000 to do it, he could have seen fundamental change. We believe that one of the legends of theology is, and one place in history, it's a philosophy. It says when the prophet falls, it is a requirement every 50 years to go where the prophet fell, reach down in the blood and pick up the baton. But the other thing is the Poor People's Campaign wasn't just Dr. King. It was the National Welfare Rights Women. It was Cesar Chavez. It was the Jewish Federation. It was other women and people involved, Fannie Lou Hamer. There was a whole lot of people that came together. And he was killed, but the movement still went on. And so it's critical today that we got to unleash every bit of movement engagement. We got to put everything on the table.
It seems like the economic disparities and MLK's focus in his last days was turned towards poverty and the importance of addressing.
Some say that, but I think that's a misreading of history. Dr. King talked about the 1% hurting the 99% in a sermon in 1958 in Dexter. He talked about cashing a check at the March on Washington. The popular view that they say is he turned. Dr. King always understood that racism, militarism, and materialism were intersected. You could not separate one from the other if you were going to deal with the mythology of capitalism, and that is everybody pulled themselves up by the Protestant work ethic and their own bootstrap, when in fact this economy was built on the back of the genocide of Native Americans and slavery. So Dr. King was always clear. Now he did some things in steps, but even the Civil Rights Act of '64 had economics because it said you can't get money. A hospital couldn't get federal dollars. A business couldn't get money if they segregated, you see. So the voting rights was not just about voting, it was about voting to put people in power that would determine who gets what, when, where of the public dollars. So the only difference is he connected war, racism, and militarism. And when he did that, a lot of people walked away from it. Black, white, unions, churches. We are saying that in the times in which we live 50 years later, systemic racism, systemic poverty, ecological devastation, the war economy, and the misguided moral narrative of Christian nationalism have to be challenged.
Spoke of the moral death of America.
The moral death, and he said we need a revolution of values. We're saying we need a revival, a moral revival in this moment. It's not of one particular faith. It's a moral revival where people even are not of faith understand that justice is a moral issue. Lifting the poor is a moral issue. Stopping racist voter suppression and other forms of racism is a moral issue. The earth and protecting it, we don't have anywhere else to go but this one. And then the war economy and militarism, 54 cents of every discretionary dollar goes to war right now, today. And so we're saying you don't unhook that. These are interlocking injustices and they need an intersectional response. I got to run and get off this knee. God bless you all.
Thank you, sir. Bless you.
Take care.
Bless you.